Chag Sameach, good morning. We are so glad that you are joining us on this festival of Shavuot morning, our morning service, including Yizkor, that we have time to come together to recognize the blessings and remember our dear ones on this special holiday morning. For those of you following along at home with our weekday and festival book, we'll be calling out page numbers, and many of the prayers and readings will also be on the screen in front of you. We hope that you can immerse and be wrapped in prayer and blessing this morning for a little bit while we are together. Special reading for Shavuot, page 148 of the Festival Prayer Book. Now Mount Sinai was all in smoke, for Adonai had come down upon it in fire. Torah, given amidst fire, is compared to fire. Just as fire lives forever, so do the words of Torah live forever. When one draws near to fire, one is burned by it. When one moves away from fire, one is chilled. On Shavuot, we warm ourselves by the light of Torah, our precious heritage. We continue on 157. My God, I thank you for my life, body, and soul, for my name, my gender, my way of thinking and speaking. Help me realize that I am something new, someone who never existed before, someone original and unique in the world. For if there had ever been someone like me, there would have been no need for me to exist. Baruch atah Adonai rofecho basar umafli la'asot. We now continue for the blessing of our soul that is renewed in us each and every day. Elohai Neshama.
Elohai Neshama, Shenatata bi Tehorai. Let's all take some nice breaths as we sing this together. Elohai Neshama, Shenatata bi Tehorai. Elohai Neshama, Shenatata bi Tehora, Tehorai. Elohai Neshama, Shenatata bi שנתת בי טהוראי. אלוהי נשמה שנתת בי טהוראי. ברוך אתה אדוני אשר בידו נפש כל חי ברוח כל בשר איש. We continue now with a special and joyful prayer for the study of Torah, which we are celebrating on this Shavuot, the receiving of Torah from Sinai. And so I hope you'll sing with me one of my favorite settings of this prayer. We say that Torah is sweet on our lips. And so, sweet as honey, here we go. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. And if that's a little high for you, you could go, sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. You can choose one. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu לעסוק בדברי תורה, לעסוק בדברי תורה. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Let us soak it up, let it all sink in. Sweet words of Torah, let us soak it up, let it all sink in. Sweet words of Torah, try that part with me. Let us soak it up, let it all sink in. Sweet words of Torah, let us soak it up, let it all sink in. Sweet words of Torah, sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue.
Having just fulfilled the mitzvah of saying the blessing before the study of Torah, our liturgy now leads us to a little taste of that sweetness, a little bit of Torah, as we continue with our next slide, Elu Devarim. These are things. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all.
This morning, let us come together from our own isolation to sing and to pray. It doesn't sound like what we are used to, but lifting your voice matters. Something powerful happens when we sing. It elevates us. It lifts us up. And to know that we are sharing this experience can help us even more. So I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we move towards our Baruch with this special call. Goes like this. We all live on our own mountain so high. Try it with me. We all live on our own mountain so high. Listen. From my mountain to your mountain to my last part. I'm calling you. I'm calling you. Try it with me. I'm calling you. I'm calling you. From the beginning. We all live on our own mountain so high. We all live on our own mountain so high. From my mountain to your mountain to my mountain so high. From my mountain to your mountain to my mountain so high. I'm calling you. 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 Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
We continue now with our morning blessing reading, page 191 of the book, or on the screen in front of you. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them. You who redeems the sun from darkness, Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer HaMeorot.
Let's take a nice big breath as we continue with the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated if you're standing. We continue now with this interpretive reading of our V'ahavta prayer. I invite you to join me. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you're tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God.
One of my favorite things about Judaism is our musical time telling, our nusach. Our melodies help us to feel in our hearts and souls which holidays we are celebrating. And we often use our Micha Mocha prayer, our words of celebration of our freedom, to do this by setting these words to the traditional melody of the moment. And so this melody you will hear is the Shavuot melody. I just went and looked it up. I knew just a hint of it, but I hadn't ever figured out the guitar to go with it, and so I was just really enjoying kind of revisiting it, and I wanted to share this melody with you. So I'm going to start. It's 3 parts. You heard them if you tuned in right before we began. And so just to hear these parts without the words first. That's the first part. Try it with me. The second part goes like this. Try it. last part, which is kind of short, goes, ooh, let's try that. Ooh, we're gonna sing that whole thing on ooh. Just do your best, because it's just you. Ooh, second part. And now we're gonna put the words to it. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai. Mi kamocha nehedar bakodesh. Norati lot osef Shira chadasha shibechu geulim l'shimcha l'sfat hayam yachad kulam hodu ve'imlichu ve'ameru Adonai Meloch le'olam va'ed.
Cantor, that was beautiful. It really does help us to get a sense of the flavor of each season uniquely. So in Pesach, and then again, of course, Sukkot, and for the high holidays, the Mi Chamocha prayer that takes on that different melody. And then when we come back to it each year, there's a familiarity, but it's not so regular and usual that we can jump back into it always. And so it's nice to have, those sounds and those hints that help keep us all in our senses traveling throughout the year. Thank you for doing that. So as we approach the Amidah prayer, we know that even to pray, we need God. This opening phrase asks God to open our lips. Imagine, without God, we would lack the ability to give thanks and praise to the source of life. In saying these words, we recognize that praying is in of itself a blessed action that comes from God. We continue with Open My Lips, and we rise for Amidah.
Adonai sivatai tiftach ufi hagi tehilatecha Adonai sivatai tiftach ufi hagi Oh, eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Oh, eternal אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
We continue on page 109 of the prayer book, or with the words on the screen. Your might, O God, renews the earth. With dewdrops of light and blessing, let the earth be illumined and blessed. With dewdrops of joy and delight, let the earth rejoice and sing out. With dewdrops of life and well-being, let the earth be revived and improved. With dewdrops of redemption, let the earth be redeemed. Livracha velo liklala, l'chaim velo lemavet. L'sova velo l'ratzon, for blessing and not for curse, for life and not death, for abundance, not war.
And we continue now with our Kedusha, our prayer for holiness, which we feel with our whole selves as we rise on our toes for the words that mean holy, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, אלוהי כל הארץ, כבודו, אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך אתה אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue now with words from our souls and our hearts. We continue with a moment of silent prayer.
Sima Shalom Tova Uvracha Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Chen v'chesed v'rachamim Chen v'chesed v'rachamim V'rachamim sim shalom Tova uvracha Sim shalom tova uvracha Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Amecha sim shalom Tova uvracha Sim shalom tova uvracha On the festivals and at the beginning of each month, we sing Hallel, a collection of psalms, words of praise. And why is this praise important on this Shavuot? In the midst of our normal being shaken to its core, let us be grateful for the signposts of our holidays that are holding us up, giving us the framework to continue, giving us rituals to help us remember who we are. They are our foundation and our strength. We begin with the blessing for Hallel. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likro et hallel. And we continue with Psalm 118. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto. That last part is like a refrain. Ki le'olam chasto, ki le'olam chasto. Yomarna, Yisrael, ki le'olam chasto, ki le'olam chasto. Yomruna, ve'et Aaron, ki le'olam chasto, ki le'olam chasto. Let all who revere God's name now say, Ki le'olam chasto. Sing praise to the one, for God is good. Ki le'olam chasto. Yomruna, yirei Adonai. Together, Ki
We turn now to our Torah service and continue with the words Ki Mitzion. In every Shabbat, the liturgical peak of the morning service is the Torah service. Today, on this holiday, this is especially the pinnacle of our service as we celebrate on Shavuot, Revelation, the moment that the ancient Israelites received Torah. We recreate this today as we read the 10 Commandments, reminding us of the tablets that were given and carried down Mount Sinai. For us, Revelation continues each time we read and study Torah. This is our moment of renewed revelation today.
Okay, and so now we will hear a part of the 10 Commandments. וידבר אלוהים את כל הדברים האלה לאמור. אנוכי אדוני אלוהיך אשר הוצאתיך מארץ מצרים מבית עבדים. לא יהיה לך אלוהים אחרים על פניי. לא תעשה לך פסל וכל תמונה אשר בשמיים ממעל ואשר בארץ מתחת ואשר במים מתחת לארץ. לא תשתחווה להם ולא תעבדם, כי אנוכי אדוני אלוהיך אלקנה פוקד עוון אבות על בנים, על שילשים ועריביים לשונאי, ועושה חסד לאלפים, לאוהבי ולשומרי מצוותי. לא תישא את שם אדוני אלוהיך לשווא, כי לא ינקה אדוני את אשר יישא את שמו לשווא.
With the words of Torah still in our ears and its framework for ethical living and being part of community very much a part of our lives, we know that now we take those mitzvot, those sacred obligations and commandments upon us to live our best lives and to be part of a holy community. And being part of that community means that we pray for those and help care for those who are sick or in some way diminished. Our Mishaberach prayer, our prayer that calls upon God, who's been a source of healing and blessing for our ancestors, to continue to be that source of strength and comfort for us as we struggle and for our dear ones as they need renewed health and healing. We prepare to sing together our Mishaberach prayer. The words can be found in the book if you have a copy in your hands on page 247. And as we do so this festival morning, we pray for David Askenase, Bradley Borden, Melba Berman, Jennifer Carey, Michelle Cohen, Miles Cohn, David Kotner, Maya Crater, Miranda Evans, Roseanne Finkel, Jerry Hooks, Sarah James, Vicky Yonda, Lawrence Levy, Velma Lingo, Melinda Scholar, Angelica Taylor, Marcia Tutita, Roger Williams, Gelka Nechama Batliba Chaya, Chaim Leibish Velvel Ben Sheva. For all who are suffering with physical illness, emotional distress, and pain, we ask that they know wholeness again soon. We pray together in song the words Mishaberach.
Mishaberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives We now move into our next section of prayer, our Yizkor, our moment of memory together this morning. Eli, Eli, shelo yigamer leolam, achol ve'hayam, rishru shel hamayim, berak hashamayim, tvilat ha'adam, achol ve'hayam, rishru shel hamayim, berak hashamayim, tvilat ha'adam. Oh God, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart.
For those following along at home, page 311. Birth is a beginning, and death a destination, and life is a journey, from childhood to maturity and youth to age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength or strength to weakness and often back again, from health to sickness and back we pray to health again, from offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion, and grief to understanding, from faith, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high point along the way, but in having made the journey stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey from birth to death to life everlasting. Among the most comforting words of tradition that are also familiar to many of us are the words of the 23rd Psalm. I invite you to pray these words with me now. A Psalm of David. Adonai is my shepherd, I lack nothing. God makes me lie down in green pastures. God leads me to water in places of repose. God renews my life. God guides me in right paths as befits God's name. Though I walk through a valley of deepest darkness, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread a table for me in full view of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My drink is abundant. Only goodness and steadfast love shall pursue me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Adonai for many long years.
These next words, I turn my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help comes from Adonai, maker of heaven and earth. Esainai el harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri me'im Adonai, osei shamayim, Me'ata ve'ad olam.
Inspired by the beautiful melodies that lead us to this point in our service, we now go inside our own hearts and our souls to do the work of memory, thinking of those we have loved and lost for this moment of Yizkor, of memory. It always made perfect sense to me, but clearly I'm the only one for whom it made sense. When my kids were really little, it was mostly the one that separated the bedrooms from the rest of the house. When we put a baby in the crib, closing the hallway door kept that whole part of the house nice and quiet. It was like a little sanctuary of sweet slumber. There were days so afraid to wake the baby that I'd avoid using the master bath that shared a wall. The idea of a poorly timed flush or running faucet potentially ruining a replenishing nap or long night's sleep. And when the baby awoke, we'd open the door, the one I had insisted had to be closed just hours before, and the play and feeding and reading would resume. With the opening of the door, we were reacquainted, it seemed, over and over again. But the door situation hasn't always just been about sleeping babies. Even now, keeping the hall door closed is, well, complicated. When the door is left all the way open, the early morning clinking and clanging that accompanies the unloading of the dishwasher is disruptive to sleepers and has been known to elicit a too early awakened and grouchy shh. But if the door is all the way closed, it prevents good airflow and cycling, its own temperature and AC conundrum. And in case you think it's just the hallway door to the bedrooms that occupy my thoughts, let me reassure you, it is not. The sliding glass walkout to the pool, it is lovely. We can see the whole backyard and easy access to the grill. But if I had a nickel for every time it was left slightly ajar, enough to welcome the mosquitoes and summer heat inside, I'd enter early retirement. I could go on. Clearly, I have issues about the doors and other doors too, but I think I've made my point quite clear. I find I am one who spends a lot of time noticing the position of the doors in my house and feeling totally clear about the rules for the doors and confused that everyone in my house just doesn't get it. And while I recognize that there are many rules and each door has its own, when they should be open and closed or mostly closed, what seems to be intuitive to me is not to anyone else. Calling myself the door police would be a little strong, but not so totally off. Spending so much time at home with my family has exacerbated this chronic issue, and especially encountering a closed door when I expect it to be open. And let's just say that with preteen and teenage children and us all being home together all day long for 2.5 months, I see a lot of closed doors. Not until recent days had I ever considered how different it feels. That is the experience of being inside a room and then being outside of the same room, but facing its closed door. It just never occurred to me. The same space, the familiar places we know well and inhabit, where we spend the majority of our time, our own rooms and our homes, our offices, they take on such a different perspective when inside and doing the stuff of living in them, and when outside the same room on the other side of the door. The light from beneath the threshold beckons. That which we know lies inside awaits, yet it is somehow distant and blocked and separate. Rarely, if ever, do we even notice, because we remain ourselves and present and focused on our own experiences, both inside and on the other side of the door. But this morning, let us consider what it's like on the other side of the door, because each one of us who knows the pain of losing a loved one, it is as if we are always now on the other side of the door from them. It is a door we cannot open, a door leading to a place we cannot see with our mortal eyes, and a door that at some point each one of us will go through. Standing on the other side of the door from our dearly beloved ones evokes a strong yearning to see them and have them with us, to penetrate that which is closed off. There's the familiarity of the one we knew and loved, the sound of their voice, the warmth of their embrace, the way their eyes changed when they smiled. We can imagine the one that we love and lost on the other side of the door, the one who got our jokes and knew just what to say, and who did that thing that drove us crazy and that we loved at the same time. That's how it feels when someone with whom we have shared life with has died. The beauty of memory keeps them close, while their absence is like a wound that never fully heals. The holiday of Shavuot invites us to focus on those we have loved and lost, those whose absence is palpable. Today, just like Passover and Sukkot and Yom Kippur, seasonal markers when we observe Yizkor during our festival services, we are called to stand at that door, to remember them, how our lives touched and overlapped, and yes, how much we miss them. In these moments, as an integral part of our most joyous holidays and festivals, we stand on the other side of the door, a door we cannot open, with an ache in our hearts that never goes away, an ache that our whole self continues to grow and change around and carry with us, an ache we learn to live with. The words of 19th century British theologian Henry Scott Holland offers a perspective not so different than the other side of the door, suggesting that death is a temporary physical separation. His famous poem, "Death is nothing at all. I've only slipped away into the next room. I am I, and you are you. Whatever we were to each other, that we still are. Call me by my old familiar name. Speak of me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference in your tone, wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes we enjoyed together. Play and smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without effect, without the trace of a shadow on it. Life means all it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is unbroken continuity. Why should I be out of mind because I am out of sight? I am waiting for you, for an interval, somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. Our service offers comforting words, voices from tradition, and perhaps most powerfully, the awareness that we are not alone. As we journey through the valley of the shadow of death, we find and support and love those who also know how it feels to stand on the other side of the door. Each of us in our own homes on this Chag morning, for this Yizkor, standing on the other side of the door, missing our dear ones, and strengthened by the knowledge that others know the pain of loss, and like us, continue on. May the memories of our dear ones always be for blessing, as we say together, Amen.
Amen.
We continue now with a piece of poetry familiar to so many of us from our prayer book and from other worship services, and the rising of the sun. I invite you to respond back, we remember them, at the end of each line. In the rising of the sun and its going down, we remember them. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. In the opening of buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. In the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. We now lovingly call to mind and remember those who we have lost in the past year, members of our congregation for whom on this holiday morning we recite Yizkor: Jay Albert, Stuart Bamberger, Morton Berman, Nell Black, Dory Bull, Leonid Buryakovsky, Nancy Coben, Abe Daly, Aubrey Farb, Melvin Feldman, Jan Feingold, Ada Jade Fudman, Alan Garber, Jean Goldberg, Don Gorwitz, Louis Green, Francis Isaacson, Shirley Lozer, Ruth May, Benjamin Moser, Mervyn Rosenbaum, Morris Ike Rosenthal, Franklin Roth, Cindy Freeman Sachs, Marcia Shaynock, Dan Silverstein, Louis Stucallen, Linda Walter, Carol Wasserstein, Emily Weingarten Stein, Sarah Weissman, Odessa Wexler, Eugene Wilkenfeld, Charles C. Willis, Ed Wolf, and relatives of our members who we are remembering in this first year as we say Yizkor for them: Leslie Harvey Berger, Robert Bernhardt, Joan Beth Brown, Harold Kaplan, Nancy Carlson, Bonnie Cohen, William Cohen, Clara Cook, Denise DeJong, David Dinkin, Catherine Elder, Martha Engel, Jack Fink, Pauline Fischel, Sonia Hirsch Friedman, Sally Pulitzer Fuchs, Morris Lesby, Celine Gorel, Boris Greenman, Jay Ignatoff, Toby Isaacs, Saul Jacobson, Norman Kleiman, Fred Koflat, Beverly Kovnat, Jean Lenser, Eleanor Levine, Herman Liu, Rita Bell Morgan, Carol Ivy Nadine, Shirley Levine Nathan, Naomi Ostrin, Shirley Yetta Portman, Herman Proler, Rena Davis Rauch, Richard Reiser, Leslie Michael Ribnick, Lex Jonathan Ricklin, Loretta Roman, Max Rosenberg, Bert Roslin, Robin Sagian, Rudy Scheidt Sr., Jerry Schemberg, Joseph B. Schemberg, Mark Schraber, Louis Silverman, Richard Solar, Matthew Sumro, Jennifer Sussman, Melva Evans Turner, Judith Wagner, Carl Waldman, Claire Wolowski, Florence Yellen. We continue now with our El Malay Rachamim prayer. Would you all please rise?
El Malay Rachamim, Shochen, Shochen Bamramim, Hametzim Menucha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei HaShechina, Kedoshim U'Taharim, Kezohar Harakim Azirim, Lenishmut Yakireinu, Shehalechu Leolamam, Baal HaRachamim, Yastirem beseter kenafav leolamim, V'yitzror b'tzeror, Hachayim et nishmatam. Adonai hu nachlatam, be'anohu b'shalom. שלום על משכבם ונאמר
Holy, compassionate God on high, to our loved ones who have entered eternity, grant perfect rest. We remain standing as we think about the family of Clara Cook, who was just laid to her eternal resting place in recent days. With all of their memories revered and tender in our hearts, we join together now in the words of the Kaddish. If you're following along in the festival prayer book, it's on page 334. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha brihu, la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו Amen. And we continue now with our closing song, the same melody that we opened with this morning. Ozi
Adonai Oz the Amoitain, Adonai Yevarechet Amo V'Shalom, eternal God, on this festival morning, as we celebrate joyfully the revelation of our tradition and our text, and we remember our people's journey to Jerusalem, we also hold dear those who we have loved and lost as we stand on the other side of the door from them. Oh God, we ask that you grant us strength. Oh God, we ask that you grant us peace. Amen. Good Yontif, everybody.
Good Yontif.